Well, howdy folks, and man did I ever find a nice place to sit down by the river. It's so nice, there's a fly buzzing around my phone here. It likes the weather here. What a beautiful day. Today I wanted to make a few comments about doing things half-assed or not. Now the first thing I would say is I'm not a big believer in doing things half-assed, even though I should probably get an award for doing things half-assed because I have done many things like that in my life. But I just wanted to make the case for not doing that and maybe use some of my failures or some other people's failures or some of your failures because of doing things half-assed to be an example. Now, of course, we can always get lucky in life, and sometimes doing things half-assed, we miss some great tragedies. Sure. But as a general rule, if we're going to do something, we might as well give it what we got, right? Or give it what we can, at least. I'm going to talk about a couple of things that I've done, just small anecdotal examples. I know it's not an argument, it's not evidence, but at least it's something to go with. It's a start. It's a start to sort of outline the hypothesis, right? The first one has to do with when I was in Toastmasters early on, which is public speaking, right? Early on in the old days, they had what they called the CC, the Competent Communicator Manual. And I used to do that at least once a year in my 9 years there. And this one time I did it's 10 speeches, and it's, you have to prepare, and you stand up in front of a group, and you give these speeches. And it's, at least starting out, it took me like a year to do it because the preparation with no notes, standing up and giving a speech, just overcoming all that was pretty overwhelming. Lots of people I know take a couple of years to do it. Well, I did one in 5 weeks once. And having said that, 5 weeks, well, if I was to go to my club, which was once a week, that would be, if I was to get on the board every night, I'd only have done 5 speeches. But I was pretty invested at the time. I was involved, I think, with 7 clubs at the time. I was what they called an area governor, which became known as an area director. So basically, I was responsible for helping out a group of 4 or 5 clubs. So I was involved with them, plus I was a member of several other clubs. So I used to bounce around to these clubs, and every time there was an opportunity to speak, I had a speech in my back pocket and went for it. And yeah, I did that. I wasn't doing things half-assed. I wanted to get better at public speaking at the time, and I took every opportunity I could to speak. And speak I did. So that's an example of not doing things half-assed. And you know what? It felt great. So a lot of times in life, our feelings are not an argument, of course, but feelings is how we experience life, isn't it? We experience life sensually. We also experience life emotionally. And the more we can feel and get satisfaction out of what we're doing, we're doing something that's constructive. We're living, right? It's the experience of living on another level. So it just felt great. And a lot of times too, by doing things, given her all we got, we're not doing things half-assed, and we get satisfaction because we get results, and it's just greater quality of life. We're more effective in life. We have greater quality of life. It's amazing how that works. The next one has to do with, my flat belly feeling. I was talking to you about that a while ago. My first major forte onto the internet was I developed a website called flatbellyfeeling.com. I ran that for a few years. I had written a book earlier called Optimum Health, which was sort of what got me into that, I guess. And then I wrote a book after I got shut down by Google, which was the result of somebody complaining because of my success online. Somebody who was a competitor or whatever, who ended by swiping some of my information. But that's for another time. But I used to get up at 4 a.m. and write that blog, and I'd respond to all the comments, and I was really engaged, and I had people. The satisfaction of that was amazing because I had people from around the world telling me that I changed their life. That was amazing. And then, from there, when I got shut down, I didn't give up right away. I just compiled all of my blogs into a book, and it resulted in the genesis of the Inner Genie project, because that book is called the Inner Genie. It's called Free Your Inner Genie. So yeah, that was the result of giving what I got. I got some results. I had thousands and tens of thousands of subscribers worldwide. And yeah, getting shut down was part of the reasons why I wound it up. But I didn't really wind it up. I just morphed into something else eventually, developing the Inner Genie project, which is still in its infancy, probably because I give it half-assed a lot of the time. So at some point I got to crank it up better. But that's for another time. All right, actually, part of what I'm doing right now. So the other one I have to share is my walk of 8,000 kilometers. I've mentioned this before like a broken record. This was 2016. I walked 8,000 kilometers across the Great White North. And to this day, nobody has proven otherwise that it's a world record for carrying a backpack solo in a walk of that particular walk. And, you know, I planned this for 5 years, saved for it, got ready for it. I walked over 1,000 kilometers in the shoes that I started my walk with in preparation. I probably walked 1,500 kilometers in preparation the year before, including with a backpack, including out, you know, 50, 40 kilometers, camp overnight and walk back, just in preparation. I was prepared. I gave it all I got. I had massive blisters at times because of mistakes I made. I almost got trampled by wild animals in the night, sleeping in my bivy sack. I turned down ride after ride after ride of offers that people would have me give to me in you know, cold conditions. And at one point I walked over a mountain pass and the rangers gave me an avalanche radio beacon, and I asked them what that was for, and they said so they could find my body if I was covered in snow, because it was avalanche season, and they had a division of artillery there to begin firing at. They were going to close the highway, and they were going to shut it down, but they waited for me to crest the mountain. Imagine that. They held back the artillery so I could pass over the mountain pass with a radio beacon so they could find my body if I get caught under an avalanche. But I was committed, and boy, did it ever feel great to be able to finish that, and wrote a book. Once again, it's called, what was it called again? Experiencing Freedoms. Experiencing Freedom, Lessons Learned Through 10 Million Steps. You can see the front cover of it on the book section of innergenie.com. And that was all the results of not taking things, not approaching things half-assed, but giving it all I got. And boy, was it ever experienced, and I want to experience more of that. So, what is it you want to do? If you want to do something in life, I think when you get to the point of no longer taking it half-assed and giving it what you've got with what you've got, it can, first of all, it can get results if it's effectively applied. And secondly, the satisfaction that comes from that is just life worth living, I would say. And isn't life worth living? That's what the Inner Genie project is all about. Steve here, getting great chatting. If you like what I'm doing, please like, subscribe, and share. Comment in the box, and we'll talk again soon. Bye-bye for now.